Well, it's been a while. I'll say that. It's been a while since I made a video. I have been avoiding, not deliberately so, but I've been avoiding the Lego room. I've been busy with other aspects of my life. But during my busyness of not being in the Lego room for a week, I always still kept an eye on Facebook Marketplace, and I have stated that I have limited or trying to limit, let's put it that way, trying to limit the amount of Lego coming into the house versus the zero Lego going out of the house. So space is not at a premium, but it's like I don't want the Lego hobby to take over the house or my life, although it is a major and important part, as you can tell by my previous videos. But anyway, I was looking at Marketplace the other day, yesterday actually, and I found a lot that's an interesting lot for me. It's not going to be that interesting for other people, but for me it was interesting. And basically, it was 17 base plates. 17 base plates from the same era, but various themes, shall we say. So we'll see if the best will last. I'll take those off right now, and you already seen the top one, so I'll just put those over here, and we'll just go through one at a time. This guy, I have to move this thing so it's more comfortable for me. This guy, Pirates. I think it came in Islanders. I think if you, it's me watching these things, and anyway. I have a few of these. They're really cool, and I never understood the grade, but I have a few islands, and even the 16 by 16 island sets, and the little tiny rivers, the 8 by 16s. I don't know too many. I actually got one of these in a lot last year, and I did a video on it. Pirate set, one of the first pirate sets I ever built in my life, by the way. The Outpost, whatever. It was kind of a neat one. I won't remember the set number off the top of my head, and I wasn't expecting to talk about it, but this is a cool base plate to have. And glad I got it. It's actually very, very good condition. I like that. This one, as people will just say, is the airport set. But the airport set came in two flavors, and I am not sure which one this one is, and I'll have to compare it to a road base plate. Because when they changed the mold, or the vacuum mold for, so this is the original. This is the original airport. What they changed it to was this is 9 studs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 studs to here. They changed it to 8 or 7. I can't remember, for the sidewalks, and that would be down here more. They made it wider. Yeah, so they got rid of 2 more studs, so 7 studs. This is the 9 stud base plate version, which is the original one, but they changed it to the 7 stud version, which made wider roads. So this came in 2 flavors, but this is the original 9 stud road airport. So I've been meaning to do it, because I think I have, and this one's got a chip broken out of this corner. I have, let's say this. I have about 5 copies of these base plates for the airport, and I know I owned one of them at one point. I didn't get it myself, but I got it in a store, but I got it a lot really, really early in my collecting career, far before the internet. This is when I put the ad in the newspaper, wanted Lego, and I was driving around in a pickup truck picking up Lego, and I know I picked up in the airport because I remember getting these base plates. And the instructions, and I actually built it at the time because I was actually sort of interested in town. I mean, space was my #1 way back in the day. It still hasn't changed much, but I had a lot of town sets, again, from the collections of used lots I was buying off of friends and putting in the ad in the paper. So I had airport, I had towns, houses, vehicles, fire stations, police stations, blah, blah, blah. The airport is a really, really cool set. I may do old Legos, cool Lego one day and talk about the airport set. It's still one of those coveted sets that people want. And now I got 4 more base plates. And besides the chip out of this one corner of one of the straight roads, which I can replace pretty easy, and the skid mark, I don't know, the wear marks. I washed this, and so it was like something was dragged across this, so you got down to the green. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I don't think I'm going to do anything about that, but it's cool to have. This one is a really cool base plate. This I used a lot in my town layouts back when I moved into this house, and I had a train layout village, and I just used these base plates for houses and driveways. And then we've already seen this guy. It's the only one. That's actually the only road base plate, town road base plate that I got in this lot, and it's okay. It's got some scratches on it. I'm not gonna worry about it. I don't use these things anyway. I got a stack of them, and I don't, do I sell them? I don't know. I honestly should make some money off of these things, because I don't believe myself that I will ever use town road base plates. I'll probably just go with the Mills standard building if I ever get back into town and build my own roads, like Jeffy does, and they're gorgeous and they're fun and they're brick built and blah, blah, blah. I mean, Lord knows I have enough pieces to do that. Well, right now, Jeff has enough of my pieces to do that. So, but I'm not interested. I don't think anytime soon I'm going to be interested in doing town. And I definitely, if I do get back into town, I will not be using standard 32 by 32 road base plates that came from. So I got the original. I got a stack of original, again, 9 stud road base plates, and then these are the 7 stud road base plates. I got one of those, and a fantastic find, which is one of the reasons why I bought this lot. A very good condition original 32 by 32 grade base plate, which is nice to have, because most of my 32 by 32 base plates are made from 48 by 48 base plates and me cutting them down. Not all of them, because I got lots of 32 by 32 base plates original, but I made a lot of them because I needed a lot more than what I had, and they made them just by cutting up 48 by 48, because that would leave me a 16 by 32 and a 16 by 16 by 32 and a 16 by 48 base plate, which I also used back in the train layouts, the space layouts. But anyway, so those are the ones. As I said, there were 17 base plates altogether, and here we go to my favorite base plates. And this is why I got them, because they looked like they're in good condition. So now there's 4 crater plates. There's one that has a couple wear marks on the top here and there. I think there's one that's got some stress marks on it. But other than that, this one is, so there's two almost mint base plates and 2 with some stress marks on it. But they're not discolored. They're not faded. They don't have fading where the pieces used to be and like yellowing. And so this is going to replace 4 of my worst base plates that I have. So I'm glad I got these 4 base plates, crater plates. And then I got 3 more crater or landing plates / road T intersections for classic space. And besides the line, which I might use a magic eraser on to see if I can get rid of it, because I did wash this last night. It didn't come off with the sponge in the sink. But I got worse T intersections than that, and this guy's got a little mark there, and that guy's pretty much nice. I'm happy. And again, the yellow changed. I mean, you're gonna see that across the board on many classic space landing pads, where there's what we would call a brighter yellow, and this is a more darker yellow. I don't think it's fading. I think it was printing. I think it's a printing issue. And so on my layout, on the layout there, I try to make sure I have all the same color of yellow, and I think I went with the brighter one than this one. But again, so three space landing pads / roads and 4 crater base plates. So that's 7 spacey base plates out of 17. Right? And again, we can classify it as 8. So 8, and it was the entire lot was $80, and it was a nice drive out to Caledonia, because we like driving out to Caledonia. So the entire lot of 17 base plates was $80, and that's a bargain by any stretch, because it's less than $5 a base plate. I didn't bother getting a calculator. I'm bad at math, but if you have 20 base plates and they're going for $100, that's $10 or $5 a piece. This is under that, so 17 for 80. I was very happy, and yeah, I broke my. I'm not buying any more Lego, but this is worth it, and this can fit easily into my collection. So I don't have to do too much sorting. I washed them and I dried them last night. I put them in here in my room, and I'm happy I have them now. This does bring up the points, besides the space, which I'm going to keep, and this one. Do I start selling these on Facebook Marketplace? I don't mind recouping some money for this hobby. Again, I talk about it so many times in these videos over the past year. I've been making them, that I have so much Lego that I will never ever use. And most of the Lego I will never, ever use is the classic Lego, classic with regards to 70s and 80s. So 30, 40 years ago. And if it goes, my problem is I want it to go to, and I can't pick and choose when you put it on Facebook Marketplace, but I want it to go to a fan, a AFOL, or even a TFOL, or a KFOL, kid fan of Lego. I don't want it to go to some collector who's just going to sit on it and do nothing with it. Not that I'm doing anything with it, but again, it's my collection. I'm not keeping it for money, that it's going to increase in value. But I always feel like, I want my Lego collection, the parts and pieces that come out of my Lego collection, to go to friends or people who are like fans like me. And so over the years, I've managed to thus far sell Lego or give Lego pieces to friends that are going to use them and not just sit on them and feel like a collector item in 10 years and sell them for more. I mean, when I give them or sell them to somebody, they can do whatever they want with it because it's theirs now. But I do try to keep the Lego in the community of Lego fans. And so I do, this is probably my biggest stepping point, besides my huge laziness factor of, trying to get a store working, an online store working. I'm not keen on putting a lot of effort in trying to sell my pieces. And as I said, I don't like the feedback. Oh, it has a scratch in it and they charge me too much. No, I don't want to deal with any of that. Because it's supposed to be a fun hobby. And if I keep on hearing people griping about whatever's, like, all the pieces weren't, shush. the parts weren't mint or whatever, not as described. I do like how those things match. I'm just happy with these Baseplates. So talk about that for a sec. So they probably had a Galaxy Explorer, right? There's 2 Baseplates for a Galaxy Explorer. Or they had the Galaxy Commander, and they had the Beta 1, right? The Beta 1, that's the Beta 1, basis for the Beta 1, and the other Outposts. I mean, it's mix and match. You don't know what they had, but I can surmise that, or they just bought the Creator Pack of 2 and the Landing Pad Pack of 2, but they still have an extra landing pad. That was probably the Galaxy Explorer or the Galaxy Commander. But anyway, 12 minutes getting back into making videos. It's been a week. So, and I decided to show that off. That this is kind of where I'm reducing my input of Lego into my Lego room by, I've let a lot of lots go by that I was mildly interested in. As a matter of fact, there's a lot on Facebook Marketplace right now that actually has classic space sets in it, like lots of them, but he wants like $650 for all of them. It's got like a 918, a 6890, all-terrain vehicle, a few more. and he's got the space isolation base, the space police one, and he's got various single prices on them, or the entire lot for $650. And for the space isolation base, sorry, I should have a drink before I started this. He wants $225. I'm going, $225? Like, I didn't pay $60 for it brand new off the shelf. I can't remember what the price I spent, but probably 40. And I get that it was like 100 years ago, but I can't understand $225 for the space isolation base, because when it really comes down to it, there's not too many unique pieces in the space isolation base. Yes, you got the trans red panels, but you go on Bricklink, they're not that much, and Lord knows I already have lots of them. And the rest of it's like plates, like a lot of 2x16 plates, 2x10 plates, 2x12 plates, and the supports, the 2x4x6, I guess, or 5 support rails, feet, that there's the meshes, intercept base, and all those guys have the same thing. There's not a lot of unique parts in there. There's a few printed pieces that are very unique, and I think I remember sending a few down to Dana because I had some spares. But again, you go on Lugnet, you go on Bricklink, you can probably get those. I don't know what they are. I didn't look them up. Those printed parts that I think they're unique to the space isolation base. But I just, and this is me, I can't make myself spend $250 on a space isolation base. Obviously because I have to, but even if I didn't have to, I don't think I spend $250 to try to complete my collection. of classic space for space. Now for the big commander ship, I guess prices have changed in a while. And then he said 650 for all of them. And he's got like a dozen or so sets in there from the, as I said, the 918 and even smaller sets and the space darts and stuff like that. But and of course I own all of them, so that's part of it, absolutely part of it. But like as I said, even if I didn't, I can't justify to me $650 for like a dozen Lego space sets when I could go on Bricklink and I can order the parts and I can just and half of them came with instructions. Straight up, they came with instructions, and that's nice and all, but that's if you're a collector. If you're a builder, what do you care about instructions for? If you're a builder, you go on Puron or Brickell or whatever these other places that now host Legos instructions, but I'll still go on Puron myself. Because I've owned every set. I bought a lot of sets off the shelf myself. Like seriously, I bought the Space Isolation base off the shelf back in the store when it was available. And I gave the instructions to Jeff to sell on his Bricklink store because I don't care about the instructions. If I want to rebuild the Space Isolation base, I go to Puron.com, type in Space Isolation base, I get the PDF, and I start building from there. And it's free. And it's probably going to be free. There's always going to be a website somewhere on the internet that is hosting Lego instructions going forward for the rest of our lives. So who cares about the instructions unless you're a collector, unless you want the thing mint, and you want the thing inbox, you want it to be complete, you want to be a completist, and I talked about that ages ago. You want to be a completist, and all the power to you. That's how you want to run this hobby, and I'm happy for you. I really am. That's not what I do. I'd rather spend like $80 on 17 32 by 32 base plates and say, that's a great deal for me, and I'm going to use these, or I'm going to sell them to friends that want them, right? And not for a huge profit, but for an idea that you're going to use them. And if you do sell them, that's entirely up to you. But I'm not here to make a profit off my hobby. I'm not here to say, oh, I'm a collector now, because again, I could probably come up with the entire line of space sets pretty quickly and say, put them on Marketplace and say that right now you can own every single Lego space set they've ever created and put a gazillion dollars on it, and some of you would probably want it. I just can't be bothered. But anyway, so that's that. That's good. That's my little rant and my little find for the week. I'm going to ease back into this. I'm going to spend more time in the basement in the Lego room. Oh wait, that was silly. I forgot the other side. Can't believe I forgot this, because that's not 17. I should have counted for it. Oh, look, another rope bait. And this one, I like this one. I use this in my layout right down there at the front entrance. This one's a little faded, as you can tell. So this one actually has the browning to it. It's been yellowized. It's been in the sun, I guess, compared to this one. It is what it is. But in the end, 17, no, I think that's 17, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 base plates. Happy with that. There you go. Everybody stay safe, take care, and I will talk to you soon.